All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakodash, double honors to the apostles, elders, a great millstone, and salutes on two brothers out there preaching the word, serving truth. All right, coming to another lesson. Got this article here from CNN. It's also in the major news websites and alternative news websites as well. This is a big story. All right. I just seen 144. All right. Railroad strike and economic damage it will cause looms closer. Okay. A freight railroad strike and the economic upheaval it could cause is getting closer and closer to reality. All right. While two more rail unions reached tentative agreements with railroads management on new contracts Tuesday, the two most important unions, representing the engineers and the conductors who make up two-person crews on each train, remain at loggerheads in negotiations. If they do not resolve their differences, the first national rail strike in 30 years could start early Friday. Okay. Those engineers and conductors unions represent roughly half of more than 100,000 unionized workers at the nation's major freight railroads. Without them on the job, those trains will not run, nor will many commuters and Amtrak trains that run over freight rail lines. Indeed, Amtrak has already suspended some of its routes. All right. And this is going to affect the Babylon the Great, man, heavy. All right. Going to affect with the food shortages. All right. And this specifically, in my case is, I work on railroad locomotive. I work on locomotive wheels and axles. So I don't know how this is going to affect me, but I see that 144. The Lord said, He got His men, man. So I ain't worried about it. But you other people that don't have the protection of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, 2/3 of Israelites, and forget you heathens, but 2/3 of you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you're gonna be really hurt by this these food shortages, man. Also, is big trouble in the financial sector. Had like a 1,300 Dow Jones drop yesterday, 4% in the S&P. The Lord is tearing this place up, man. All right, and the Lord is working through the putting His will on the elite bankers to push forth their agenda. All right, starting their new world order. All right, which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you're gonna catch the heavy blows from this new world order starting up, man. Hyperinflation is coming, man, and food shortages. Continuing on. Unable to reach a deal Tuesday, the heads of two union and the negotiators for railroads bargaining team are scheduled to meet Labor Secretary Martin Walsh in Washington early Wednesday, according officials with each union Department of Labor spokesperson. I'm trying to find because I read somewhere. I knew about this a couple days ago. I read somewhere it's like maybe 30-40%. The trains are transport like 30-40% of the goods, from state to state, city to city. It doesn't really say it in this article. Let's read that one. The White House is working with other modes of transportation, shippers, truckers, air freight, to see how they can step in and keep goods going in case of a rail shutdown, and White House officials told CNN on Tuesday. But there are no alternatives to move the freight carried on rail. The American Trucking Association issued a statement saying that it will require more than 460,000 additional long-haul trucks every day. So that's how many truckers they would need to basically cover the railroad shutdown, man. And you ain't gonna find 460,000 long haul truckers, which it said it is not possible based on equipment availability and existing shortage of 80,000 drivers. Okay, so you would need you would need 500 and what? 540, over 500,000 drivers, man. It called on Congress to act to keep the railroad workers on the job, saying the trucking system itself depends on sharing shipments with the railroads. All right, you pretty much get the point. Gasoline, yep. Here we go. Yep, here we go. A strike would be a crippling blow to the U.S. economy, which is still struggling with supply chain problems. Roughly 30% of the nation's freights moved by rail. Among the problems could be gasoline. Without freight, railroads or refineries would have trouble producing their current volumes of gasoline, which could send prices higher, ending a string of 3 months of falling prices at the pump. Food, consumer goods, cars, and trucks. Read this. He said the cost will grow geometrically the longer the strike lasts. He said after a week, you could see real damage in the U.S. Just a week. He said an estimate of $2 billion a day of economic damage from the railroad's own trade group is gross exaggeration, but that significant cost will spread throughout the economy if we reach a week-long strike. We're in uncharted territory, he added. This is big right here, man. So let's go straight to the scriptures, man, because this is already, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai already prophesied, all right, of what's going to happen. Let's see. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 20. And when the world shall begin to vanish away, now the world's talking about Esau's world, so-called white man, all right? And America, Great Babylon, they don't want to use, this Esau's world, man. The elite bankers, their world is vanishing away, all right? And on the trail end of that vanishing away, man, Esau is going to come down with great wrath. The devil's going to come down with great wrath, which is Esau, Edom, Revelation 12:12. And when the world shall begin to vanish away, shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And the children of Israel shall speak with their voices. The woman with child shall bring forth untimely children 3 or 4 months. Basically, children that's, what you call them, the premature babies, and they shall live and be raised up. And suddenly shall, here we go, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Okay. The trains, man. The train's gonna stop. That's how you're gonna find that The storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. See that? These railroad strikes, these trucker strikes. Okay. This is the prophecy being fulfilled, man. And the trumpet shall give a sound which when every man heareth, they shall suddenly be afraid. And at that time, friends fight one against another like enemies. Okay. Isaiah 19, the Lord said he's going to, Egyptian going to fight against Egyptian. Man. American going to fight against an American. That's why the Lord is setting heavy division in this place, man. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still. What's that? The water coming out your faucets, man. And in 3 hours they shall not run. So basically, it's gonna be. They're talking about climate change. All right, the climate change is doing harm to the world. Okay, so they're gonna cut your water off. Okay, so there's a food shortage, sedition amongst men. All right, and climate change, cutting off your waters for long periods of time, man. I know out here in Vegas, you can't even water your lawn. You can't even have grass in the backyard, man. You gotta have astroturf. California, you gotta, they have strict restrictions on how you use your water, man. So we're living in the end, man. This prophecy. Okay, so that's pretty much all I got. What was edifying? Shalom.